Gaffer, it's good to catch up. The lads are back in for testing now. It must be nice to finally have everyone back together.
Yeah, it's been good to have everybody in the building this morning. Only half the lads are in today, the other half are coming in tomorrow. But obviously there's been a hell of a lot of change here in the last couple of months, and it's been kind of nice to finally get the majority of the lads together along with the staff, and it's quite a nice vibe around the building this morning, which is exactly what we want.
And as you mentioned, it's been quite busy since we last spoke. How pleased have you been with everything that's happened over the summer so far?
Yeah, I'm pleased with the direction that we're going in. There's been a lot of hard work, a lot of which is probably unseen by people on the outside. But we've obviously, there's been major surgery to both the staff team and the playing staff. Lots of conversations, lots of meetings, a lot of travelling, a lot of toing and froing, and many people really that play their part in getting deals across the line. Yourselves as the media team putting the hard work in, Adele on the paperwork side, Steve, Rapinda and Pat, myself and Sam. So I've been really encouraged by the work ethic and the productivity of people in the last couple of months, and I think that kind of cohesion from top to bottom, on everybody just doing what's been required to make the progress that we've made, and hopefully we can continue that.
And like you say, we've seen a bunch of the lads in now for testing. How are they getting on so far?
Yeah, good. I mean, I've just left it to Pete and Harry, to be honest. That's kind of their department. Try not to get too involved in that, but from what I can gather, they've got the information that they needed, and it's been a little bit of a rushed kind of thing to get sorted, I imagine, because obviously Pete and Harry only started officially on Monday, and there wasn't really anything in place when we kind of came to the club. So we made the decision to do some form of benchmark testing internally, and I'm sure that Harry and Pete have got the information that they need to take us forward.
And once the testing is done, I imagine things step up pretty quickly on the training pitch.
Yeah, I mean, look, myself and Sam, and I imagine all the other staff, and certainly the players, like, it's one of the best parts of the job, getting on the training ground with the players day to day, and that's one of the most enjoyable aspects of being involved in football. So we're looking forward to getting everybody back in properly and everybody together on Monday. Obviously, a new training base for us, which is incredibly exciting as well. So things will certainly step up on Monday, which I think players now they know and they understand that what's required in pre-season. It's there to give you that platform to have a robust and solid season. I think going off kind of mine and Sam's past experiences, we've always prided ourselves on our teams being the fittest or one of the fittest in the respective division that we've been in, and pre-season's an essential part of that. So yeah, looking forward to getting everybody back on Monday properly and getting to work.
And speaking of pre-season, our first fixture's not too far away now. What are you hoping to see from the players over the next few weeks?
Well, I think initially in pre-season, it's obviously about getting that base fitness really, and that's kind of supplemented with the early pre-season games and getting the minutes into the legs. That'll give us an opportunity to get a solid first week's work into the lads on the training ground, but then get some minutes in the tank as well pretty quickly. I think pre-seasons, certainly our pre-seasons, the balls are out early doors because it's important that they can handle the ball, particularly when under fatigue as well. And pre-season gives you the opportunity to do that. And from the games themselves, you just you want the lads to get the minutes in the legs. You want them to come through unscathed, and hopefully as we kind of progress throughout pre-season, we start to establish them relationships and that understanding on the pitch, because we've obviously had a lot of change, and it's going to take a little bit of time for the players to kind of gel and understand one another's games. But I have no doubt that we'll get there.
And in terms of the squad, are you happy with where things are at the moment, or is there still more work to be done?
Yeah, there's still a little bit more work to be done. I don't know if that process of trying to strengthen ever stops, to be honest. It's I think you've got to be constantly looking to improve, as a football club, not just now in the off season, but I think throughout the season as well. And I'm sure that that's something that if we need to do, we will be supported in doing. In terms of where we're currently at, I'm delighted with the group that we're building. I think, when we first came in to the club, I had a list of players that we wanted to try and bring here, and I think probably the ambition maybe surprised the people at the football club, but we're a big football club and we are a big pull, and I think players, they've bought into the size of the club, the project here, the ambition that we've got. And, we've managed to recruit a hell of a lot of players that, for me, are better than the level, but that doesn't guarantee that we're going to get straight out at the level. That will only come with commitment, dedication, hard work, togetherness, spirit, many, many different ingredients. But I think the type of people that we've brought in, not just the players as footballers, but first and foremost, the human beings, the good human beings, the good people, they want to come here because they want to be successful and they want to do well, but they also understand that there's no guarantees and that they're going to have to put the hard yards in day to day to have that success here. And I think everybody from the chairman all the way down through to myself, my staff, and then the players, I think everybody's aligned in that. We all know why we're here. We all know what we want to do. We all know that that's going to be really difficult, but we're all prepared to put the work in to try and make it happen. And that really, excites me.
And finally, there's been a proper buzz around the place this summer. Can you feel that excitement building yourself as the new season gets closer?
Yeah, I can, to be honest. I mean, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind summer, with kind of, many holidays and trips and things like that. But I have to say, kind of each day that I have been into the club and kind of like mingling around the building and speaking to people in different departments, I feel like the energy around the place, the positivity around the place has just got better each time I've been in. And for me, that's incredibly pleasing, because, as I said when I first came here, this is a fantastic football club. It means so much to everybody in the area. There's been a lot of pain here in the last few years, but ultimately, we're here because we want to change that feeling and we want to bring a positive energy back to the club. We want people to, be walking around the building and smiling and being excited about, the journey ahead. So, yeah, I do feel it, and I think that that's only going to continue to snowball once we're back in properly next week. Once everybody kind of settles into the respective roles at the club, and once everybody kind of builds them relationships with one another, and ultimately when we set foot on the grass here and hopefully start to have some good performances and wins, I think that positive feeling will only continue to escalate, and that's what we're all determined to do.